My name is Lee Taylor. I'm pastor of Fellowship Baptist Church of Whitmore Lake, Michigan. I began preaching in 1972. That's when I yielded to God's call to preach. I went to Bible college. I preached on and off throughout Bible college, and was called back to my home church as an assistant pastor and I was there for a couple of years. Went on to seminary, and after a year of seminary, was called to the church where I am now and have been there for 44 years. I heard first about Phil America actually when it was Phil Michigan, and I heard it directly from Brother Rusty from the prayer call that we do on every morning. And as Rusty explained it, I was in on the ground floor. I thought it was a terrific idea, and was very excited about it because though I have encouraged folks to hand out tracts, never with the kind of clarity that the Phil Michigan and Phil America campaign gave. The Phil America tract campaign has caused me to carry tracts with me all the time in this nice wallet that Brother Rusty, his church, provided. And as a result, when you have tracts and they're in good condition, you are not hesitant to hand them out, and you have them with you. So I have been able to, because I've been challenged to have tracts with me on my person at all times, the Lord provides the opportunity to be able to hand them out. And in our congregation, I have had several folks, since we've challenged them, that have told me, Pastor, I've handed out the first tract ever. And I mean, several have done that. I have between 15 and 20 people, which is about a fourth of my congregation, that hand out tracts regularly now. And we keep track of that. Each week I have them fill out a little report, and I count how many fill out the report and how many tracts each one fills out, and that has been a terrific blessing. I told them I'll not be satisfied. We may have 15 to 20 folks hand out between 150 and 200 tracts a week, and I tell them that's fantastic, but I'll not be satisfied until we have 50 people handing out 500 tracts a week. And yes, my wife and I handed out tracts just a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday for the first time ever. The very following Wednesday, these folks were in church. A week later, they trusted Christ. And now we have another family coming as a direct result of handing out tracts. I could give you story after story from some of the people in my church that have done. I've got one man that just that he is my most aggressive tract hander outer and soul winner. And every week he has a story for me of someone that he handed a tract to, that it led to a conversation where he was able to present the gospel to them, and it has just been incredible. And although he did hand out tracts prior to that and witnessed before that, the amount has just increased phenomenally. The challenge to get others involved, as a pastor, I don't push people. I don't confront them, but I do challenge them. And I do that publicly. Each week I announce to our congregation the number of folks that handed out tracts and how many tracts were handed out. We also print that in the bulletin now, right along with our attendance and our giving and so forth. We put all of that in the bulletin, and the challenge is just to get more people to do that. And if I had the answer for that, I'd tell you, but I don't. Now, a bigger challenge has been getting pastors to get them on board and their churches on board, and just pleading and texting. That has been the only methodology that I've used, and sometimes successful, often not. To pastors, I would like to say, get on board yourself. Talk to Rusty Chatfield, maybe get a tract wallet, something like this. Carry tracts with you all the while. Try it for a few weeks. You'll see that the Lord will open doors for you. I know we all mean to hand out tracts, but if we don't carry them with us, we don't do it. I have had so many times, even since then, where a delivery man came into my office, and I didn't have my tract wallet with me. I couldn't find a tract. I had to go over to the secretary's office, find a tract so I could give it to him. The other day, I was out in the yard at the church in my work clothes, my yard working clothes. Didn't have my tract wallet with me. A delivery man came in, and I couldn't give him a tract. Now I carry my tract wallet even when I'm out doing maintenance work around the church and around the grounds. And it has been, I don't want to say it's been revolutionary for our church, but in many ways it really has. I have people that are excited about handing out tracts. I get testimonies every week of people who talked to somebody that came as a direct result of handing out tracts. I have people witnessing regularly that were not witnessing before regularly. And that becomes a challenge to the other folks that are not doing it. So it has been, I can't say revolutionary, but it has really raised the level of enthusiasm for evangelism terrifically. And we have experienced a fair amount of new people attending our church as a result, and several people being saved as a result.